I think that as their economic might starts to go away, then this colonial hangover will also start to fade. This is how I see it, because it has become a kind of habit that of releasing indexes on everyone, publishing reports, and collecting criminals from everywhere, from every single country. Then they'll release a report saying that country's judicial system is useless. See, the criminal has escaped. So they collect them themselves and then release a report that the judicial system of that country is useless. So all this, it is a very cheap trick, and everyone has now realized that this is how they operate. From everywhere, Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, so just collect them all. Then release a report that your judicial system is weak, your financial system is weak, fraud happens, this and that. This whole narrative setting, which is very pathetic and rotten, and everyone has figured out that this is the kind of politics these people play, because I told you they neither understand economics nor diplomacy. I told you if they understood diplomacy, they would know that this is not how you do diplomacy. This is like, using criminals as a bargaining chip. Well, why do not you take a look at your own law system and economics if you think you know so much? I know exactly how many DPs are in your legal system. Within your legal format, the justice system, George Soros, and all these big capitalists have bought out so many attorneys and even judges. So you see, everybody knows it, that they cannot even manage their own affairs and they are releasing reports on others. And Jayashankarji had just recently given a media bite where he said that when we start speaking, then they will not like it. Right? So you also have all these gun shootings, and yours happen for no reason at all, which is a clear symbolism of some kind of mental issue. Right? It is a mental health issue when violence happens for no reason. If violence is happening in some other part of the world, the person who is doing it has some logic for doing it. Right? Your gun shootings happen for absolutely no reason, without any given reason, without any logic whatsoever. Okay, it is not even terrorism that is based on some religious doctrine. So this is a serious, very big mental issue. Okay, you can go and check your own syllabus. What exactly are your children being taught in the West? Over there, they are taught about gender-related issues, transgender-related stuff. Children are deliberately being instigated. Their impressionable minds are being targeted. That what could your gender possibly be? You should go and discover it, this and that, this whole entire thing. The pharma industries network has completely taken over your families there in the West. You are seeing how this whole thing, the parents do not even have a clue. Everything is outsourced. Your kitchen has been outsourced. Your parenting has been outsourced. I do not know. I mean, I think it has become a very sick society, what the West has turned into. And I'm not at all surprised that it is like this. The plain and simple reason for this is the addiction to fiat currency and its endless printing, which has created this false narrative that the West is rich, right? That we are all very, very wealthy. So they do not even know that there is a printing machine running here. It is because of that. Not that they are smart or they are economically wise or anything, right? So you see, India did not have any reserve currency back when that is India and China, we were contributing 27% on an average to the world GDP. For 1,700 years, we gave 27% to the world GDP without English and without any reserve currency. Which reserve currency of the world did we have? So they do not even really know how to do economics, how to earn money. I mean, look at all those economists like Raghuram Rajan who follow this Western template completely. On every issue, they will talk about spending and consumption, give a stimulus, liquidity, increase the supply of money. They use such big words that the poor people do not even know that they are just saying to print notes in the printing machine. That is what they are saying. These so-called big economists who just pretend to be economists, they have done this for years, following the Western template. Why? Because the euro has 20% reserve status and the dollar has 59%. It is because all the countries in the West, they have a money printing machine. So all these economists worldwide have promoted this idea that spending and that the government should push spending and consumption by increasing the supply of money. So for every economic problem, there is one solution: increase liquidity, the supply of money. Now you can see how families in the West have been destroyed. You can see it. That is the result of it. So they have completely ruined their entire society just for the sake of keeping their reserve currency status. All of this just to remain rich without actually earning it. They use this printing machine for 4 or 5 decades, and because of that, their entire society has been destroyed. The family institution, which I always say is very important, which is why they know absolutely nothing about savings. You will never see an economist who talks about savings. Why is that? Because the West has the printing machine. Well, these people will talk about GDP, they talk about per capita income. What is in the GDP formula? It measures the performance of a country over 1 year. So when you are measuring a 1 year performance in GDP or quarterly, whatever, then in such a short term, you cannot take the capital amount. They are keeping capital investment in the formula. Why? It is a capital item. If you are measuring performance for just 1 year, why would you put a capital item in it? It is because you have the printing machine. So the capitalist there will take 10 crore today, and after a month, they will take another loan of 10 crore because it is available at a low interest. This is how it was going on until now, right? So they make all the other countries work on the same GDP, telling them, no, no, you are poor. But why are we poor when your GDP formula is wrong? So this entire thing is, I mean, economics has really become like a joke in the world. It is all because of them, because they seem to think that history started with them, economics also started with them. That is what is in their minds. So this is, and then you will see in all even the education institutes here, there are economics professors in them. You can go and tell them. If you ask, they will say spending and consumption. No one talks about savings. Why not talk about savings? Because the West has a printing machine. Well, all the population here that admires the Western lifestyle, oh, their government gives benefits, gives Medicaid, this and that. It puts money in retirement funds, also gives COVID checks, gives income security, gives food stamps, this and that. These people, the rest of the countries, do not even know that Americans are getting all this from your pocket. So this entire thing is a very disgusting mechanism of looting, a mechanism for creating a financial colony, and also because the reserve currency status moved from the pound to the dollar. So I posted last year that real independence from Britain is yet to come because leadership has now gone from the pound to the dollar. So you see, no country is independent as all of them are financial colonies. The Federal Reserve is the central bank of all the central banks of the world. So whenever any country has to work on some monetary or fiscal policy, it first has to see what the Federal Reserve's policy is. Why? Because that is what will decide the entire path, right? So you will see that in the new development that has happened, a new governor of the Bank of Japan has been appointed. And I really think that going forward, as all these crisis events continue to unfold, Japan's relations with the United States are going to get very, very bad. That is what I can foresee.